Hi everyone, J7409 here with you for the tropical update. And yes, Alita is now a Category 4. Got that way a little earlier this morning. It has winds of 140 miles per hour. Man, Alita just blew up, but she's going to die down, okay? Minimum central pressure, 943 millibars. If you're tracking, located at 15.8 north, 111.2 west. It's moving west at 5 miles per hour. It's actually slowed down 1 mile per hour. Whenever these things slow down, that's hardly ever good news. It's mostly intensification for the most part. So, Alita is a Category 4. We'll check a little bit more out on Alita in just a moment. Let's check out disturbance number 1. These showers and thunderstorm activity associated with this broad area of low pressure is located just a few hundred miles of the Gulf there at Mexico. And it has increased during the past several hours. Now, it's probably going to turn into something. We'll find out. It remains disorganized at the moment. Now, the upper level winds are forecast to become conducive for development later today, and a tropical depression or tropical storm is expected to form over the weekend while this system keeps moving westward to west-northwestward off the coast of southern Mexico. Chance in 48 hours, 80%. 5 days is 90%. As of 9 a.m. this morning, Alita was right here. X marks the spot as it was a major hurricane. Still a major hurricane. By tomorrow morning, it will still be a major hurricane. Can you believe this, folks? If this is any sign of what we have to look for during the hurricane season this year, wow. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying this really does blow my mind. Yesterday, Alita, she was about 4 or 5 miles from being a Category 1 hurricane. This morning when I got up, I really did expect it to be a Cat 1, maybe a 2, but never a 3. That never crossed my mind. And now she's up to a Cat 4. Well, by tomorrow afternoon around 6 p.m., she should drop down in intensity, but still a hurricane, and remains that way until Sunday morning. Now, Monday morning, it should start to die on down, and by Tuesday, just become a tropical depression. We'll keep our eyes on this. Right now, it's not threatening any land whatsoever. No threat to Hawaii. Nothing like that. It's just a storm that made up, and boy, did it blow up. I don't know any other way to put it. Overnight. It intensified greatly. So, if you are a mariner or a fisherman out in these waters, please stay away. Here's the latest picture of Alita. And boy, she's a big one. Look at all these rain bands down in here coming up, swooping up around. Category 4 Alita. That's what she's looking like. Okay, and now we're over at the GFS map, courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. And what you're seeing down here around Florida now, and you can see this is today's date, June 8th, and this was the latest reading at 12 o'clock, okay? This is a trough of water. That's what Florida is getting now, and it's moving on up around Georgia and South Carolina. Big old tropical trough of water that's got to move around. So let's move up some. Everybody wants to know what's happening, and you can see how it's moving around that big old trough of water down around Florida as it moves up and out. You can see the date as it's moving along. Now, that system that we spied out, what, 2 weeks ago, it's come and gone. Now it's another one. There's 3 tropical waves, not troughs, but waves going on right now. by tomorrow it may be 4. So we'll check it on out and run it on through right quick. It seems to be that, let's see, nothing going on yet. Keep on going, moving along. Okay, now if you remember on the 13th, which is up here now, of June, what we thought was a system that may develop, may not. Well, look, it's not developing. It's another trough of water that's going to spread. Now we're up to the 14th. That system you just saw move up and out. But we have another one. Look here, what's coming up. We see down at the bottom a little teeny thing going on. Doesn't look like a whole lot to it. Now this is the 15th of this month, and still it has a few isobars close together, but I'm not saying it's going to be a tropical storm yet, because most of them are widely spread apart. And you know, the guidance on all of, when you combine the models, the guidance still appears overdone with the GFS for the surface development and moisture heading into the Gulf of Mexico from the Western Caribbean. But it's gradually trending toward the other guidances that have more consistency, signaling a more suppressed pattern. But we'll wait and see what happens. It's a long ways out, folks. Nobody knows. And now it's moving up this way. It's getting closer to Louisiana. But look at the rain. Good Lord. Look at all the rain. Florida, bless your heart. Rain, rain, and more rain. Some heavy rain, too. Now, it's looking like this thing, whatever it turns out to be, is going to go into Louisiana on this model, and then kind of curve over to the left and circle around and go into Texas. But the isobars are spreading apart. Now, by Monday, the 18th, they'll be wide apart, man. Okay? Not saying there won't be a tad of wind and a whole lot of rain, because it should be. But then it just weakens on out and goes across Texas, and boom, it's gone by the 19th. Will it turn into something? It might. Anything's possible. Will it not? Well, that might happen too. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, when we look at the wind and vorticity to this thing, this is the other system over here, of course, that is making up off the coast of Mexico. But here's the system we're looking at. This is a week from today. Well, no. Yeah, a week from today. It is indeed Friday. Here it is, down south. You can see it doesn't have a whole lot going on with it. So far as the wind just looks like, you know, low pressure, but we're going to see what happens with it as it moves along. It grows a little. Yes, it does. Right in the middle. This is your winds over here in knots. Just the very center of it. No, not a lot. The outband winds from this thing is anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour. It's got to be right in the center for it to go up to probably 40, maybe 45 at that. We'll have to wait and see. And it's looking like this, just like the other. This is still the GFS going over Louisiana into Texas, and then kind of fizzling on out. Now I'm looking at the European model, and I have all the pressure system gradients turned on. The European model, I've got it set on Thursday. Remember, the GFS things popped up and started heating up around the 15th. Well, I'm going back just a day. This is around Thursday the 14th at 3 p.m. And the European model showing this high pressure. Well, it's pushing that little system that the GFS is showing all the way over and squeezing the life out of it, more or less, okay? We have a smaller high pressure here with a low here, and there's the other system that should develop into a tropical storm over here. Well, we'll take all this stuff off so you can get a better picture of what's going on. And before we go any further, let's just go over to the GFS model and see that's showing up for the GFS right there. But we've seen everything from the GFS. Let's continue on now, go back to the European model, and I will put this over to Friday. Okay, we see a little thunderstorm activity down here, but no big deal. But we see lots of rain coming over here. Lots of rain coming over here. But we still have this high pressure circling this way, as you can see. We'll move it up to around 3 p.m. Friday the 15th that afternoon. We'll go up to 11 p.m. that evening. You see what's happening in Florida, and the European model's not showing you getting as much rain as the GFS did. We'll go to Saturday around 9 a.m. and it's rain all the way down off the coast of Mexico all the way up to Houston. 6 p.m. the 16th, Saturday afternoon. Still got some rain going on. It looks like that second system may hit Mexico. So that's what it's looking like, my friends. I'm not saying, we're going to have a big tropical storm hit in a week or so, because there's too much disagreement. Not just with these two models, but with all the models when it concerns the GFS right now. There's too much disagreement. I'm not going to say we are. I'm not going to say we're not. I'm just saying it's looking more or less like whatever happens, it's going to be a rainmaker for some people. We got to watch it. I'll continue to watch it, but I'm not going to say potential Beryl tropical storm when I don't see it yet. It might be, it might not. We've got 3 tropical waves going on, probably 4 before it's all over. These waves are going to bring tropical rain, okay? That's what that's all about. You're going to get it. You might even get a little wind blowing now and then, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a full-fledged tropical storm. Now, anything is possible. It could turn into it. Who knows? Maybe the GFS is right and all the rest of them is wrong. Who knows what's going on? But don't ever just take what one model says and run with it. Blah, da, da. Okay, you see the European model is showing all this stuff that's happening over here. And if we were to go back to today, if I can get back that far, well, let's just go over to, I know I can get back to tomorrow on the GFS. Let's move this up. See? Not the GFS, the European, excuse me. As you can see, it's got these 2 storms going on, just like they're going to be going on. This system's trying to get its rain bands into circulation good. Here's Alita over here. It's showing it all. I wonder if the GFS is. Let's see right quick. It should be showing it on the GFS. This is what it's like. Yeah, it's showing something. Doesn't look like the other though, does it? But there it is. These look like storms. So we're just going to wait and see what happens. Give it some more days. If anything were to happen of concern, they're not even, look, the National Hurricane Center is not even concerned with these waves right now because the models are so whacked out. They don't think anything of it. They're not even interested in it. Trust me, if they were, they would have up other things on other things that I monitor, where when they do have interest of a system, it shows up. Nothing showing up for this. I'm not saying it won't later, but if it does become of interest, it should show up by next Tuesday or Wednesday. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Folks, have yourself a good day. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any weather pictures that you'd like to share with us, please click Show More. Scroll down. You'll find an email address to send them to. And I'll be more than happy to share them with everybody. And I'm sure all my weather subscribers would love to see them. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Hurricane season is here. I want to get my subscribers up in case we do have a storm that turns into a hurricane. I want to be able to alert as many people and keep as many people informed and safe as I can. So please click subscribe, click the bell, try to click on where it says all, and make sure and check off the little email thing, and that way you'll be sure and get all the latest weather news, alerts, severe warnings, and all of the tropical information. You have yourself a good evening. Thank you for watching, and peace, love, and kindness to all.